in the forest. All right, people generally associate being scared with being in the forest. We like individual trees. One nice big specimen tree we are happy with. But once those trees look into the forest, once those trees get together, now our hearts start to beat a little more rapidly. Ooh, something going on in there. So people have always cleared areas, and the animals really like the cleared areas too, and especially because they would come, and you see how they would pile the brush on the side. Right, they would just be about due for it. They do it in the O years. Whenever there was a year that ended with an O, they would come and clear her. So they won't be clearing because look, it's gone now. They took the poles, they took the line. It's all disappeared, and we don't know where to. So it will take a long while for this to grow back in. And for now, it's a wonderful little open area in the woodlands where we find lycopus, which is a kind of water mint that works like skullcap, and we find skullcap here, as well as a variety of other small plants that I've worked over the period that I've been here to restore this little wet meadowland to its original inhabitants by bit taking out the plants that have come in from outside. And you can see it's turned into a beautiful wet and ferny area. Remember, we stopped and we said there's all these springs, right? And that in this area here is watered by those springs, just as the spring by the wild woods is watered. I'm sitting on, and you can see the stump of a great sadness in my life, because this was a very young ash tree when I moved here, and my publishing company is called Ash Tree Publishing. So the ash is like the tree of my heart. In fact, during that really difficult period that I was talking about, I called up my mom and I said, "Oh, it's just, life is just terrible." And she said, "Be like the palm tree. When the storm blows in, the palm tree leans down and lets the storm blow over it, and then the palm tree stands back up again." Well, maybe I've been on more beaches than she has, because I've seen an awful lot of palm trees that never got back up again. What about you? Right? See a lot of palm trees still laying on their sides on the beach. I thought, I don't want to do that. I want to be strong. I'm going to be strong like an oak. So I went and sat under the oak. And what did I see when I sat under the oak? What have we just seen sitting under the oak? We wouldn't have wanted to be sitting under the oak this week. Why not?
Because it fell over in the wind.
The oak did not fall over. Big branches fell off the oak, didn't they? Mm-hmm. A major branch fell off that oak, so I was sitting in the oak, and I'm seeing a big branch here, and I'm thinking, whoa, wait a second. Maybe I don't want to be as strong as an oak either. Looks like I'm going to lose my limbs. So I kept, as I said, I was wandering. I would just come out, cry and wander and cry, and tears make magical lenses to see things differently. And I found this ash tree. It was a baby ash tree at that time, and the ash tree said, "I am actually the strongest tree because I'm more flexible." And that's when I started to understand that brittle strength in your bones or your psyche is not the way I want to be. I want to have flexible strength in my bones, in my psyche, in my life. I want to be able to sway into bend, as we saw those trees this morning with the wind, right? And the wind blew and the trees went, whoa! But they didn't fall down. They were flexible. The ash is the tree of mother-daughter.